Hi there, Becky here from 168 Fitness. As we approach the end of the year, now is really the time to be making a conscious effort to achieve those 2022 health, fitness and perhaps weight loss goals that maybe you set right back in January and maybe feel like a distant memory, or perhaps you have been working towards them already, or you've recently picked up since the summer holidays, but now we just need to up it a little bit, step it up, and just make a fantastic conscious effort to get as far along with the progress as possible before 2023, before next year. And then that will also allow you to sort of enjoy yourself over Christmas, dare I say it, we're not that far away from Christmas. And then also getting a head start on next year's goals as well. So it's all good if we can just get focused right now and start making some really good progress at the end of the year. It's not too late to be seeing some results and feeling the benefits. It's never too late, but especially now, I know the weather's getting more winter-like and we're going into hibernation mode, but now is the best time to get a head start on just feeling good over winter. Get into it now, and then hopefully you can maintain that healthy habits that you start now and maintain the routine, and then onwards and upwards in the new year. So what I'm going to do is over the next 6 weeks I'm going to take you through giving you some advice on exercise and nutrition to help you just sort of even just feeling better over the next few weeks leading up till Christmas and through winter as well. So regardless of your goals, I think you'll benefit from taking on board my advice, but especially if you're looking to sort of get fitter, maybe lose weight, or just putting yourself in the best possible position when it comes to sort of December, Christmas party time and overindulging and things like that, which we all do and it's inevitable. So may as well make a head start on achieving the goals or making some room for that in the next couple of months. So so to start with then, I'm going to talk about exercise. Now, in order to, if we're looking at weight loss or just burning some extra calories, the best way that I recommend my clients to do that in terms of exercise is to try and increase their cardio. Now, you do burn calories doing any sort of activity or exercise or just moving your body. You're going to be burning calories, i.e. burning energy. Your body requires energy for moving, but there's definitely ways you can burn more energy than others. So for example, if you're used to doing sort of yoga and Pilates, then that's fantastic. Not saying anything against the Pilates or yoga or sort of gentle, sort of low impact, sort of low intensity exercise. Fantastic for flexibility, for core strength, for strength and conditioning, all of that. Really, really good, but it doesn't necessarily burn a lot of calories. That is fact, because you're not pushing your body, you're not necessarily getting your heart rate up. You might feel like it's up at certain times, depending on what you're doing, but there are ways in which you can increase your heart rate higher than doing sort of Pilates and yoga, etc. So my advice for those that are doing those sort of exercises is to add in some maybe some gentle walking, or just something like walking, cycling, just something, some cardio exercise. Doesn't have to be high intensity interval training. For someone who's not perhaps doing sort of cardio exercise at the moment, perhaps then walking is the best way to get started. But if you're used to sort of doing cardio already, maybe you do walk quite a lot, maybe with your job, or you've got a dog, or you walk to work, or you have to walk the kids to school, and maybe you do get quite a lot of steps in each day. Fantastic. But the next step for you guys, if you do already walk, is the next step up is to add some more, maybe slightly higher intensity cardio. It doesn't have to be HIIT. Everyone always thinks it's either sort of yoga and Pilates or it's HIIT training. Now, HIIT is fantastic, as sort of probably most famously Joe Wicks sort of talks about HIIT training, high intensity interval training. I love HIIT training and interval training in general, but it doesn't necessarily have to be super high intensity, sweaty, out of breath, feeling sick, on the floor, dying at the end of it. High intensity just means for you higher intensity interval training. So short bursts of higher intensity interval training. So if you're a newbie, you're beginner level, it's what we do at my bounce trampoline classes. They're what you might call HIIT sessions, because you're doing sort of 30 seconds cardio on the trampoline at your own higher intensity, and then you're doing floor exercise, which are a lower intensity interval. So you're you're mixing between the two, and then overall you're sort of, your average heart rate is somewhere in the middle, and it's just a fantastic session for keeping your heart rate up higher than usual when you do sort of walking or gentle exercise like yoga or Pilates, that sort of thing. So so what I was saying is, if you're usually doing sort of some kind of cardio, but maybe a little bit more gentle, you don't necessarily get out of breath, or your heart rate isn't necessarily that much higher than usual, then try and add in a little bit higher intensity stuff. So whether you join a class and do a fitness class like my bounce classes, for example, or you get a PT and you do some interval training that way, or some kind of cardio. Maybe you want to try running, and maybe that's the thing that you start, that adding in some higher intensity cardio, sort of just running at your own pace. Though again, it doesn't have to be sprint intervals. It's not super high intensity, it's just higher intensity. That's why I keep stressing that point, is that it's suitable for you and your level, not anyone else's. And then if you are already doing some interval training, then I would just say keep it up, doing what you're doing. If you're training already sort of 2 or 3 times a week cardio, then or maybe you're doing sort of a couple of conditioning sessions, and you maybe could add in a run session, or a swim session, a cycling session, or some kind of cardio, just as a calorie burning sort of and stamina building extra exercise sessions. So if you're sort of training twice a week, try and make it 3 times a week over the next few weeks. If you're training 3 times a week, you could try and up it to 4, or you might just want to add on an extra 5 or 10 minutes of some kind of cardio as a longer warm up and a longer cool down, and just increasing your duration of the exercise sessions if you're not going to find an extra day to fit in another session. So basically, my advice for this week is to just try and do that little bit more than you've previously done. So as I said, we're stepping it up, we're making a conscious effort. There might be many reasons why you can't do more, but let's try and find all the reasons why you can, and you want to, and you will do, so that we can get a really good head start on the end of this 2022 and the start of next year as well. So I'll be back next week with some nutrition top tips, and if you've got any questions, feel free to get in touch, or you want to discuss bounce classes or PT or anything, I would love to hear from you. But I'll be back next week with some more top tips.